while they let their freak flag fly.
Time out.
And also, you brought your CEO, Gerald?
Gerald Morgan, now officially just became CEO in the last couple of weeks there.
We'll have to adjust.
Oh, they have a lesbian M&M.
No, they got rid of it. It's Maya Rudolph now.
Just now.
Okay, we're going to talk about that, I suppose. But we're stringing it together with duct tape. And
Kellen's not duct tape. Okay,
no, he's good. Yeah, he's more like...
I was definitely throwing you under the bus right off the bat.
It's that metallic airline tape.
That's better.
Yeah, it's people see it and they get scared it's duct tape, but don't worry.
Of dog crap.
I'll take
your duct tape.
But I got the fancy airline duct tape. I'll take it.
Reflective.
All right, let's. So we're hanging out with Stephen Crowder and Gerald, of course, to talk about all this.
The business side more. I don't really take care of the finances, and this is something that's been a long time coming. Gerald actually came on as CEO because we're being batted around so long. This is years and years in the making.
That's an important distinction.
Hold on. And not even dock his pay. I want to be very clear here. This is a production house. This is our budget that gets docked. Stephen is not just taking... This is not basketball where you pay Kyrie Irving to go out and shoot hoops, right?
Sure.
You're paying an entire team of people to produce.
Before we one was a sketch with Alex Jones. That one's guilty. One was...
as charged.
One was him quoting the CDC. And by the way, none of this will get you in trouble because you can say this now. Him quoting the CDC.
I did, yeah.
Months. And then demonetized. and then demonetized again. We were like, what happened? And they were like, yeah, actually, no, sorry, you're demonetized again. I was like, well, skunked again.
So what did we do to get monetized, basically?
But of course they can't answer, right?
I want to make sure this badbehavior.com. Some word that represents people.
Why'd you pick one that is clearly going to direct people to hardcore pornography?
All right, let's just say
goodbehavior.com.
Skittles and Rainbows website, okay? And
same.
Big okay.
Bodacious M&Ms.
Yeah. It's about what matters.
Yeah. And by the way, we want you guys to make money. We want every conservative in this space to run a profitable business. That's what I run. I own a wine
started
business.
Manuka honey back there.
Yeah. We want people to make as much money as humanly possible, but do it honestly. And just be honest with people about how you're going to spend that money as well.
Well, there's
diving into a bunch of gold coins. When in reality,
there was never any counter offer from us. What Stephen said was basically, look, guys, these are the terms that we have a problem with.
Right.
And if this, I don't care what the contract says dollar wise. If these terms are in there, that's bad, and you need to start again. This has to be pulled out.
So there was no.
I don't have an infinity pool and 3 Ferraris in my garage. So when they say Crowder is just...
What's the infinity pool? Is that the
edge?
It's where the edge goes off, and so,
it looks like a horizon.
I have no idea.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind
into
one.
a sewer. That's
right, but the question is if you view...
100%. I had to tell this guy that it was okay to buy a reasonably priced shotgun.
Yes,
I'm not kidding. This is not me like standing.
Well, he is Canadian.
We've been friends. We've been friends for a while. Steven can tell me at any point to go pound sand, right? So I'm not kissing up. It's just like he's like, guys, I want to buy this shotgun. And I'm thinking,
Benelli M4. Benelli M4.
Yeah, it's a good one. I got one.
Though, right?
I got one.
Do you have the H2 over?
I have the foldable stock.
Hey, look,
I want. Yeah.
Is it basketball money? Crazy expensive? No, it's not. Right? And so
everyone in America deserves a shotgun.
So what?
158, is that a
158,000?
That's just on your channel. That's why we're still streaming on our
and not making money.
And that sounds really great, right? It's a partnership. That's what they were talking about. They were trying to pick like a partnership and put it into contract form, or at least in this, like a term sheet, right? Well, what it didn't take into account, honestly, is what if Stephen, okay, it's $12.5 million. What if he's making them 30? What if he's making them $30 million
a starting point
a year?
As a guarantee.
Yeah. What if he's making them $30 million a year, and all of a sudden, instead of making 30, you subtract 2 from that. So it's fine to share in these things when the expenses come up, but when the upside comes up, we're not really in a partnership anymore. This wasn't about money, guys.
We would be the only ones at risk.
It's disingenuous.
The only ones at risk. I'm already demonetized.
I can hear Jeremy being like, "It was a term sheet. I wouldn't negotiate."
Okay,
I can hear him.
Well, look, I can write that I want to have sex with your wife on a term sheet. Oh, I thought you were going to redline it. It's like, come on, that doesn't.
Okay, George just stands up. I had sex with your wife.
This is a good point.
Sure.
She put on her.
I thought we were good friends. For sure, after that conversation, I made one final plea. Final plea in that. I thought that there were hallucinogens in here from because that's the first thing he asked me. He's like, "Have you ever taken hallucinogens?"
He said it wasn't in there.
Then after that,
trusted you.
So after that,
or subscribership,
or subscribers, or sponsors, and it's demonetization too.
That's here's
he steps in because I'm like, yeah, it sounds like good money. He's like, you don't know what our expenses are, do you? I'm like, I don't know, Gerald. You tell me.
There are a lot of different terms that you would have to negotiate, and this has been the sticking point from the very beginning. And it kind of goes back to something that you said about Candace getting these questions.
Can I grab another water?
It is just 100%. You don't start with these terms in the contract. Again, it was like, oh, it's a term sheet, negotiate. Of course, we negotiate. I've been doing that. I understand that is part of the process. That's what you do in these things. But if you're going to start there and we say, hey, that's not That's not something that should be in this movement. And you're like, well, we're not coming back to the table. By the way, after the Ryman, we were expecting them to come back and have changed that and made an offer that we could then start negotiating from. That never happened.
So the term sheet right here, I've got it. Mm-hmm. This is the whole thing.
Is that the first one?
I don't know.
That one that was sent, I guess, October 5th.
It says non-binding term sheet, confidential. It does say.
The only one?
No. I got.
No. And by the way, I said that the first one because that didn't look like the Daily Wire one that you were holding. I was like, did you get an offer from somebody else?
No. That's because I think we did Reader View or some shit.
By the way, do me a favor. I just need to understand this because one of the arguments that was put forth is, well, this is just a standard starting point for everybody. Okay.
I don't play those games. I don't do that.
Hold on. No, but it's not just a term sheet. It's not just a term sheet. Everybody else, their production comes out of you. You knew Steven well enough to know that he had his own production team, and therefore the costs would be borne by him, but everything else was just standard. And our apologies for leaving it in there. Because that was one of the claims that was made. This is just the standard contract, negotiating start point of term sheet that we always give to everybody. Right. It's like, yeah, but you knew Steven well enough to know he did all of his production, but then you're saying the rest of that was just standard.
It's a production company, I think. It's 25 employees.
It's just disingenuous, guys. It's not real.
Well, do they still know that that's not
the decision to remain monetized rests with the creator and always stays there. It's not a part of the model because to your 51%, yes, that's fine unless we fast forward 5 years. 5 years from now, Daily Wire is undisputed #1, 5 million subscribers, and big tech turns the switch. Would it be better to course correct a little bit now with a little bit of pain, or would it be better to wait until it's too late?
It's Skittles and rainbows.com.
Exactly. Like very nasty stuff right there. So, or it's just you make $100 million a year.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely insane.
I think I'm right.
But I would never demand that. Just to be clear,
do you see what bar you're setting for me? Did I tell you my new job?
Yes, for crying out loud. You're trying to give him a heart attack.
I
$13 a month. Okay,
for their video content, I believe it's $13.
They run some promos and stuff like that, but
they have different tiers. Right. These kind of business practices can't continue.
And it was always about the terms, and it's stupid to say that this was our plan to get subscribers. I'm sorry, I get a little bit pissed off with this because that means that you didn't pay any attention at all to Mug Club Forever. That was us getting in touch with our subscribers and making sure that whatever home we went to on our own with somebody else, we were going to have access to the people that paid for our content. This was not a plan that was hatched to make sure that we could ride off into freedom and do whatever the hell we wanted with this really great email list.
It would be the hardest way
for that. And we said it.
Yeah.
It was clear.
Very difficult and time consuming, but just make Gerald do all the hard heavy.
Well, here's the thing.
Sorry, honey,
if we continue down this route, what is the email, by the way, if people are talking about shows?
I think it's creators@louder.
Yeah, creators@louder. So that's actually not a bad idea. I mean, you guys have had that.
of course.
Yeah.
If only for location, it would be worth it.
Yeah, also because he walks around without pants half the time.
We have NDAs.
We'll just. Point, I'm gonna have to go to the restroom.
You can go.
I'm gonna go too. I got to pee.
All right, let Luke go. Then we'll
you can't go together. You can't cross streams.
There's multiple bathrooms here. Don't worry. There's one behind you. I'm gonna go out the door. Right there.
But I mean, look, if you guys want to go together, I have no issue with that. I mean,
I know
very
you're more
progressive.
Get promoted by YouTube now.
All right, let's
highly illegal.
Illegal. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I can't believe Biden incited violence. He incited people to commit crimes.
Yeah.
You could shoot it into the ground. Don't do that either, but that's the better of the two options. Or whichever part would make it.
I mean, I'm sitting next here to Gerald. By the way, it's a little scary, like how giants, it's a land of Gerald, and then you saw Kevin there downstairs, my friend. He's just like, he just went to a Japanese restaurant here nearby, like a Japanese steakhouse. We couldn't all fit in a booth.
It was difficult.
You're at that point where everything's like, it has to be custom.
This has been my whole life, though. I'm kind of used to it. I don't fit in.
When I shook your hand and met you, you stood up as you were doing it. It's like, stay in character.
While they let their freak flag fly.
Time out. I don't agree with the premise. Nobody said it was regardless of revenues you bring in. It just said it could not be tied to big tech monetization and being on these platforms. If you're bringing in 5 subscribers versus 500,000, that's a much different thing.
Yeah.
And sponsors versus no sponsors, that's a much different thing. Nobody said that they couldn't make money, and nobody said Steven had to be given a guaranteed production contract no matter what money he brought in. Right. They were completely and conveniently leaving that off of the table and saying, this is a lot of money, and if you lose anything, that's not going to happen.
A rev split with Ups New York. If not for Montreal, there would be no bagels in North America.
Well, that would be better.
That's our French connection.
Yeah. No, reluctant warrior.
We prayed a lot about this before we went down this road. Like it was agonizing. Like just make you sick kind of decisions because of course you don't want to have to do this.
Charismatic. Maybe you're a paladin, except that for the chaos, paladins generally are lawful. But I don't know. I'm just talking about video games.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it all sounds about
the
right.
moment Ian became self-aware.
Let me read this one.
How long ago was that?
This was 36 minutes ago with 62,000.
That was the thing. It was the ranting on how bad this is.
Yeah. Are you going to be monetized?
That was our biggest. That was our biggest problem. Was that we didn't have a real good way. That's why we had to launch Mug Club Forever, is to make sure that we had everybody who wanted to, was in Mug Club or wanted to sign up for it, and we could reach out to those people.
It's industry standard where they don't tell you number of viewers.
But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't need to be.
But that's why I showed
that what.
Well, I can address that. We're not going to address necessarily specific terms that were in that contract.
Because if you sign something that says you won't talk about it, I don't.
Yeah.
It's not the case with the term sheet.
Exactly. Right.
So I'll make
your subscribers.
They're yours to begin with. They're never the company's, from what I understand.
But industry. Yeah.
I used to work
That's
in
also
the
a big.
church.
Yeah, he did. And by the way, that's a big problem where it's like it's nonprofit.
Unfortunately.
Someone is profiting at something.
Why would you build it this way, right? We've talked about this. Like, you built your career on YouTube, is the argument that people use.
Right.
Last 3 years unmonetized. It's like, yes, we're trying to speak the most truth to the greatest number of people possible. It's not, we can't just all have behind the paywall honest conversations.
Right.
Because then you don't affect people at the biggest possible, tech company out there.
Yeah, it's not
so
lost
do
us.
that. But don't go so far as to play by this additional set of rules that really restricts what you're able to say.
I have to be.
I'm going to read just two more super chats.
Floating eyeball.
All right. For level of softballing.
Oh, come on.
No, that's fine. Look, if
what hard question did we dodge? What did you not ask us that people were talking about?
About this topic.
I don't know. On YouTube, at @SCrowder on Twitter. Gerald, did you want to shout any socials? Or
G. Morgan Jr.
He's very, very milk toast. He's very kind.
Oh,
if he gets mad, it's
I feel
like,
a little upset.
Yeah.
Mildly perturbed. Because that's what they do.
What?
At a certain, we get too many.
Oh.
At a certain portion, they just start disappearing.
Yeah.
Where they can
Mugclubforever.com, yeah. So again, this is not an information site. This isn't like, hey, stay up to date on what's going on. It's if you want to join Mug Club or you're a member of Mug Club already, mugclubforever.com, enter your email address. You will not get any emails other than one that says, here's what we're doing and here's how to sign up.
Thanks again for coming.
I can write that I want to have sex with your wife on a term sheet. Oh, I thought you were going to redline it.